Imagine for a moment that you're living inside of a computer game. You'd probably think, that's crazy. I can feel things. I can touch people. There's no way. This is all fake. But what if I told you we might be living in a world that's not real? What if we're just lines of code and ones and zeros? Does that sound insane? Well, it's actually a theory that's been proposed by some pretty smart people, and there are some pretty interesting clues that suggest it might be true. So here's the ultimate question that will blow your mind. Are we really here, or are we just living in a dream? Welcome to my channel. This is a special video where we explore one of the most controversial theories ever proposed. Part 1. Simulation Hypothesis. This idea was first brought up in the early 1980s by a philosopher named Nick Bostrom. His argument is that we can't rule out the possibility that we reliving in a computer simulation created by an advanced civilization. Now, this might sound like something from a sci-fi movie, but stick with me because it gets crazier. Bostrom says that if civilizations keep advancing, they'll eventually reach a point where they have the ability to simulate entire universes. And if that's true, then there's a good chance that someone already has. Think about it. If we've advanced to the point where we can create these simulations, why wouldn't we do it? It would be kind of like you setting up a little play in your backyard. For you, it's just a fun little thing to do. But for the little ants that happen to stumble across it, it's a whole new universe filled with possibilities. And if we're the ants in this scenario, well then somebody else might be running the show. Okay, so how do we even begin to wrap our minds around this idea? Well, let's start by breaking down this simulation hypothesis into its basic parts. Imagine a ladder with each rung representing a level of advancement. At the bottom of the ladder, we have civilizations like ours capable of creating simulations of simple organisms and environments. As we climb higher, we find civilizations that can simulate entire planets with life forms more complex than ours. And at the very top, we find civilizations that can simulate universes like ours, complete with galaxies, stars, and all the wonders of the cosmos. According to Bostrom's simulation hypothesis, if a civilization reaches the top of this ladder, it means they've become what he calls a digital superintelligence. They have the ability to create simulations of anything they want. And they can do it so realistically that the beings living inside the simulation don't want to even know they being simulated. Now, here's the kicker. He believes that these digital superintelligences can create so many simulations that it becomes impossible to tell which one you really in. You might think this is all just a bunch of space-age fantasy. Well, stay tuned because we're about to dive into some real scientific evidence that suggests this might not be as far-fetched as you think. Part 2. Clues. So, how can we possibly figure out if we're living in a simulation? Well, fortunately for us, Bostrom believes that there are some clues that might point to the truth. Here's the first one. The universal speed limit. We know that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, not even us. It seems like this should be obvious, right? Light travels at a constant speed of 299,792,458 meters per second through a vacuum, and according to Einstein's theory of special relativity, no matter what you do, you can't go faster than that. But think about it. If we're living in a simulation, then the speed of light limit might just be a programming error, an oversight made by whoever created our reality. If that's the case, it could mean that we're not really moving through space at all. Instead, we're just updating positions on a screen like a video game. And while this sounds like pure science fiction, this clue takes us to the next level of the simulation hypothesis. Think back to the ladder we used earlier to represent different levels of technological advancement. If the speed of light is just a programming error, then it would suggest that we're somewhere low on that ladder. Maybe on the same rung as civilizations capable of simulating simple organisms. But what if there's another clue that could push us up the ladder even further? Enter physical laws. According to Bostrom, the physical laws that govern our universe, like gravity, electromagnetism, and nuclear forces, also behave like code. If you've ever played a video game, you will know that there's usually a set of rules or code that determines how the game works. Same goes for a simulation. It needs some kind of code to make it run. And what if the physical laws of our universe are exactly that? The code that makes our simulated reality work? If this is true, it would mean that we're not just on the same rung as civilizations that simulate simple organisms. We might be on the same level as those who simulate entire planets. And that's a big leap up that ladder. But hold on tight, because we're about to reach the climax of this simulation theory. Before we move on, remember to hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying this video so far. Your support means everything to us and helps us keep bringing these mind-blowing concepts to your feed. Also, stick around until the end of this video for a special message that will leave you questioning everything you know about reality. Part 3. Billions of simulations. Okay. So we've climbed up the ladder a few rungs. Thanks to the clues pointing towards the speed of light limit and physical laws acting like code. But now it's time to reach the climax of this simulation theory. Remember those digital superintelligences we talked about earlier? The ones capable of creating entire universe simulations? Well, according to Bostrom, if we ever reach that level of technological advancement, we would not only be able to create one simulation, we'd be able to create billions of them! And here's why. Think back to when humans first started playing video games. In the beginning, we had simple games like Pong and Space Invaders. But as technology advanced, we got more complex games like World of Warcraft and Fortnite. Why did we do this? Well, because we could. As technology advanced, we had the processing power to create more realistic and immersive game worlds. And it wasn't enough to create just one or two of them. We wanted to create as many as we could. The same would be true for digital superintelligence. If they were capable of creating simulations, they wouldn't settle for just one. They'd create billions of them, each with its own unique set of circumstances and possibilities. And here's where things get really mind. Bostrom believes that we could actually be living in one of these simulations. It might sound like a stretch, but think about it. If we're not in a simulation, then we would either be at the top of the ladder, a digital superintelligence ourselves, or we'd be on a lower rung, like a civilization that simulates simple organisms. But we know we're not on the same level as a digital superintelligence, so that leaves only one conclusion. We're living in a simulation created by a civilization much more advanced than ours. Part 4. Counterpoint. Now, I know what you're thinking. All of this sounds really cool, but it's just a theory. How do we know it's true? And you're right. There is one major flaw in Bostrom's simulation hypothesis. There's no way to prove it. And that's the whole problem with this idea. It's not something that can be tested or verified through experiments. We can't actually check if we're living in a simulation. There are currently no scientific methods available that would allow us to do that. Now, some people might say that just because we improve it doesn't mean it's not true. But that's just an opinion. Science relies on evidence and testing. Without those things, this idea remains just that. An idea. Ending! Okay, so we've reached the end of this mind-bending exploration of the simulation hypothesis. You might still be reeling from the idea that we could be living in a computer simulation, but before you dismiss it entirely, consider this. Even if it's just a theory, it raises some profound questions about the nature of reality and our place in the universe. Are we really here? Or are we just living in a dream? Who's running the show and why? These are questions that have kept me up at night. If this is a simulation, who's running it and why? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll be joining a community of curious minds who are always eager to explore the latest in space, science, and technology. Together, we'll uncover the secrets of the cosmos and expand our understanding of the vast universe we call home. But don't wait! Click the subscribe button now and join the adventure. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback keeps us motivated to create more amazing content for you. And for those who watched until the end, thank you for your support. Keep looking up and keep asking questions. The universe has so many wonders to share with us.